Let's talk about the one conversation every family needs to have before it's too late. Have you ever noticed how families will spend months planning a vacation? We'll compare hotels, read reviews, book flights, plan every little detail. But when it comes to planning for something we know is eventually happening, which is getting older, we avoid the conversation altogether. And then one day, the phone rings. Your mom has had a stroke. Your dad fell. Your husband has been in an accident. Everything changes in a matter of minutes. Listen, I've worked with families for more than 25 years, and I can't tell you how many times I've watched people who genuinely love each other suddenly become overwhelmed because nobody had the paperwork in place. One of the biggest ones you need is a power of attorney. Now, before you click away because you're thinking, oh great, legal stuff, stay with me. I promise I'm going to make this simple. By the time we're done, you'll understand what a power of attorney is, why it's so important, how to get one, where to go, what it costs, and even how to do it for free if needed. Now, let's imagine something. Let's say your mom is in the hospital. She's confused. The doctor comes into the room and starts asking questions about surgery. Now, naturally, you answer because, well, you're her daughter. But the doctor may look at you and say, I'm sorry, I can't discuss her medical information with you. And you're thinking, what do you mean? I'm her daughter. Here's the part that surprises a lot of people. Being someone's child doesn't automatically give you the legal right to make decisions for them. Neither does being their spouse in every situation. And see, that's where a power of attorney comes in. Think of it like this. A power of attorney is your way of saying, if there's ever a day I can't speak for myself, here's the person I trust to help me. Notice I said, help me. It doesn't mean you're giving your life away. It doesn't mean you're losing control. In fact, while you're healthy and able to make your own decisions, honey, you're still in charge. The power of attorney is simply waiting in the background, kind of like having a spare tire in your car. You hope you never need it, but you're really glad it's there if you do. Now, there isn't just one kind of power of attorney. Let's talk about the two I tell almost every family to think about. Now, the first is a financial power of attorney. This is the person who can help with things like paying bills, talking to the bank, dealing with insurance, or handling paperwork if you can't. And this is where I want to slow down for a second because there are a lot of misconceptions, especially among older adults. I hear this all the time. If I sign that, they can just go into my bank account and take my money. Or this one, I don't want to give someone that kind of control. But here's the truth. A financial power of attorney does not mean someone can just do whatever they want with your money. They have a legal responsibility to act in your best interest, not theirs. They can't legally take your money for themselves. They can't change your will. They can't start giving your assets away unless you've specifically allowed that in the document. And just as important, you can limit what they can and cannot do. You can say they can only pay bills. You can say they can only act if a doctor says you can't manage things yourself. You can also even require that they keep records or report to someone else. See, this isn't an all or nothing situation. It's customizable. And here's another important point. As long as you are mentally capable, you are still in control. Even if you have a financial power of attorney in place, you can still manage your own accounts, make your own decisions, and even revoke the document at any time. The person you name doesn't replace you. They just step in when needed or alongside if you choose. So picture this. Your dad is in rehab for 6 weeks after a stroke. Meanwhile, the mortgage is still due. Electric bill doesn't stop coming. The insurance company still wants paperwork. Life doesn't pause just because someone gets sick. A financial power of attorney allows someone you trust to keep life moving while you're focused on getting better. Now, the second document is a healthcare power of attorney. This person talks with doctors, helps make medical decisions if you can't, and makes sure your wishes are respected. And let me clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings I hear. People think once they sign a healthcare power of attorney, someone else starts making all their medical decisions. No, that is not true, not at all. If you're sitting in the doctor's office, alert and able to answer questions, those decisions are still yours. The document only steps in if you can't communicate or you can't make informed decisions. Another term you might hear is a durable power of attorney. Now, the word durable simply means the document keeps working even if someone develops dementia or loses the ability to make decisions later on. That one word can make a huge difference. Now, let me tell you where families get into trouble. They wait. They'll say, we've been meaning to do that. We'll get around to it. We've talked about it. Then Alzheimer's progresses, or dad has a major stroke, or mom is no longer able to understand what she's signing. And at that point, it may be too late to create a power of attorney. Now the family has to go through the court system just to get permission to help. I've seen that happen more times than I can count. It's stressful, it's expensive, and it's usually happening at the exact time the family is already emotionally exhausted. So, how do you actually get a power of attorney? Well, there are a few simple ways. You can work with an attorney, which is often the best option if your situation is complicated or you want specialized, personalized guidance. See, an attorney will make sure everything is done correctly for your state and tailored to your needs. You can also get power of attorney forms online. Many reputable legal websites offer state-specific forms that you can fill out yourself. Just make sure you're using a form that is valid in your state. Another option is to check with your local hospital, senior centers, or area agency on aging. Many of these organizations provide free or low-cost forms and can guide you through the process. Some banks and financial institutions even provide basic power of attorney forms for their customers. Once you have the form, you typically need to sign in front of a notary, and in some states, witnesses are also required. This step is important because it makes the document legally valid. Now, let's talk about cost. If you hire an attorney, you might pay anywhere from $100 to $500 or more, depending on your location and how complex your situation is. If you use an online service, it might cost anywhere from free to around $50. And yes, there are free ways to do this. Many states offer free power of attorney forms on their official government website. Legal aid organizations often provide free assistance for those who qualify. Also, you may find some community workshops, especially for seniors, that will sometimes offer free document preparation days. So, cost should not be the reason this doesn't get done. So here's my challenge for you. Don't wait for the crisis. Have the conversation while everyone is healthy enough to make their own choices. And one more thing. Choosing your power of attorney isn't a popularity contest. It isn't automatically the oldest child. It isn't the child who will have hurt feelings if they aren't chosen. It's the person who will honor your wishes, stay calm under pressure, communicate well, and make decisions with integrity. Sometimes that's your daughter. Sometimes it's your son. Sometimes it's your sister. Sometimes it's your best friend. The right person is the one you trust, not the one everyone expects. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's conversation, it's this. A power of attorney isn't about planning for death. It's about planning for life. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give your family because it removes confusion during one of the hardest seasons they'll ever face. If you haven't had this conversation yet, let today be the day. Your future self and the people you love will thank you.
So people always ask us, what's the catch? Why is the Caregiving Together community completely free? Well, the answer is simple. Caregiving is already hard enough. You shouldn't have to pay for support or reliable advice or a space where people actually understand what you're going through. See, I built this community to make sure no caregiver ever feels alone or overwhelmed. You get access to expert resources, practical guides, and a whole network of support at zero cost. Because caring for others starts with supporting each other. Are we including the link? All right, well, click the link to join Caregiving Together today.